two are seeing. You ready for this? You're ready for this.
Here we go.
So, all right, stream starting soon. So, all right, YouTube fam, what's up? I know I'm here with a surprise kind of like broadcast. But as you can see, oh, you're trying to hide in the corner over there, huh? You're trying to hide. I see you. Got the homie here. You might recognize him from something.
You might recognize me from a lot of places, actually. There's no telling. This is your boy, Philae. Dreezy Drees, here to talk Eagles 24/7 with my girl, Delia.
Because every day we ball winning.
That's it. Ball winning.
So y'all will remember this face.
Check it out.
From that music video. He was the second verse. He held it down.
Yeah.
He was all gangster with it with his stunner shades on.
Boom.
And you know what? It came out pretty good, I think.
I thought it was fucking rocked. That was like one of the best videos ever.
And you know what? It was a song about Connor Barwin, and Connor Barwin loved it. He straight up tweeted me right away and said, "This is great."
Well, that was the point of the whole video.
And the whole point was to get it on Connor Barwin's radar, to let him know we watching and we waiting. And so, all right, we got YouTube, we got the podcast rolling, and we are gonna kick it into high gear now. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let me get my little page here set up with our little talking points, because you know what? I decided to get all organized with it this time, you know? So, of course, to kick things off, we got to start with the teams we be repping.
Them birds, Mean Green, Eagles Nation, State of the Eagles after the first loss.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Well,
right now,
I would say I'm feeling a lot better than I did on Sunday or Monday.
Absolutely.
You know, it was like I equated it to getting punched in the gut by Ronda Rousey and not expecting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was straight up just like,
I don't think anyone expected that.
Knock the wind out of me, man. Like, seriously. I had to like sit down for a minute and just like really like, wow, okay.
This is happening. This is going down.
That's how this week started.
Well, we're supposed to put up 40 points. And we struggled the whole first half. Just ugly, shoot ourselves in the foot penalties, and it just cost us. We just couldn't get in rhythm offensively, defensively. We just got beat on the line of scrimmage. It was terrible. It was just about the worst half we've seen in Eagles history in a long time. With that said, though, there were some bright spots in the second half. I think Bradford was like 23 for 25 at one point. Threw for a couple touchdowns. Yeah. Looked pretty good. The defense stepped up, made some plays. Maxwell still did get burnt on the big 40-yard.
Yeah, okay. If you're going to get burned,
touchdown,
at least it's going to be against the best wide receiver in the league. So that's why I'm not going too hard on Maxwell this week.
Yeah, I'm not.
You know, because he's the best. He went up against the best. And you know, considering that I've seen some worse burns from our secondary against crappier wide receivers. So, you know what? I'm not going to get all too caught up on that. But this game, while I was watching it at the Greyhound Barn Grill, we missed this fool over here.
I was at Slater's 50-50. It was whack in there too, by the way. I would not recommend. Yeah, do not watch a game, any game. Yeah, there.
Why?
It's just a little. The volume is so low there. It's like you can't hear the game. It's so important to me.
Yeah.
It takes away from the game experience. But anyway, check out the new Eagles bar at the Greyhound.
Are you gonna be there
Highland
this week?
Park. I will be there. Week 2, Cowboys week.
You will.
Kick off
okay.
at 1.
Look for me in the
Someone
stands.
will actually be at the link.
And you know what, Eagles fans, we're gonna get into that. Well, let's just get into it now.
Yeah,
nice little segue. All right, I am going to Philadelphia. I meant to make like a video earlier today and post it with my itinerary, but I haven't yet. I still am gonna try and do that, make a small little video. But right now, for you guys listening, here's the plan. If you want to come hang out with me in Philadelphia, my flight lands at 4:10. Okay, so I'm hitchhiking my way to my hotel, then hitchhiking my way to Jim's Cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks. Are you seriously going
South
to
Street.
Gyms?
What's up with you?
Gyms is
you hating on Gyms?
I'm not hating on Gyms. I'm just saying it's pretty commercial.
No, Pat's and Geno's is the commercial one. Everyone's like Pat's and Geno's.
Okay.
Right?
Tell me what you think about Gyms when you go, though.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me what you think about Gyms.
I'm going to love it. I already
right.
know. What up, Aaron
But
Ray?
y'all remember, 4 o'clock arrival time at the airport. Delia.
Yeah, so 4:10, I'm going to check in I'd say by 5:30. I'm going to be up at Gyms. No, actually, no. Sorry. Flip that around. I'm going to work up an appetite first by going to the Rocky Stairs.
Oh,
so
there you go.
Straight up, I'm going to go from my hotel. I'm about to jog up. Yup, do my victory dance and, get a nice little vlog, little photo op. And anyone that wants to meet me there, probably from, I'd say, 5:30 to 6:30, you can meet me there. We can hang out. We can high five.
Let's make sure we catch that on tape, though. We made sure we're catching that on tape.
Oh, I will videotape everything.
Okay.
At this point, I videotape my life. At this point, I live stream just my normal conversations I have with homies.
Yep.
So, yes, lots of video will be going down. But if you want to be in that video with me, all my Philly peeps, holla at your girl. So that's the first plan on the itinerary for Saturday night. I'm going to be like all over the city just in
What
one
else
night.
do you have planned for
Okay.
Saturday? Let's just go through this.
Let me break it down. We got, after the stairs, get my workout on.
Okay.
I'm going to grub because I'm going to work up an appetite. So that's when I go to gym.
Got to get a cheesesteak.
About to get my cheesesteaks. I was toying with the idea, actually Steve Drennan, shout out to him, we were toying with the idea of actually going to Pat's and Geno's and Jim. So I'm like, I'm kind of tight on time for one night. And I don't want to have to have people roll me in and out of each bar I go to. Like, I don't want to be too, they'll be like, dang, what happened to PhilaDehlia? Ooh. I thought the camera added 10 pounds, but real life adds 10 pounds. So that's the second one. And then the third item on our list is to go to Xfinity Live. So from cheesesteaks, then we have food. Now you got to have drinks.
Oh, Xfinity Live is the place to be to watch a Eagles game in Philadelphia, just by the way. Like, just tons of Eagles everywhere, TVs everywhere. The atmosphere is live. It's electric. It's the place to be. We love it. I was there last year.
I've never been there, so I'm really excited to check it out. And shout out to the mighty E-Rock. You know E-Rock?
I've seen him on Twitter.
He's the homie, man. He's, YouTuber, really reps the Eagles well. Funny guy. He's offered to kind of show us Kelly Eagles around. So myself and a few other Eagles fans that are living here in Los Angeles, there's a group of us going to Philly. And so he offered to show us around town. So we're meeting him, I believe it's at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
At Xfinity Live. And from there, we're going to bar hop. We'll dabble in what's around, you know what I'm saying? And then lastly on my list is there's another bar from one of my subscribers. Shout out to Keem Ali. He shows my live streams at his bar during the Eagles games.
Oh, get out.
And he invited me. He's hosting a Cowboys versus Eagles party up on, 40th and Walnut is like the cross streets, and it's called Harvest Bar.
Well, you got to come through. Show your love.
Of course.
Yeah,
you know me. I love my
Lisa
subscribers.
Cameo.
You guys support me. I support you. That's how I roll. So
what's the name of the bar again? Let's give it a plug.
Harvest Bar. It's on 40th
and Walnut.
And I'm gonna create another video with concise details here, but I'm, since I'm here, I may as well, let you guys know what's happening just in case I get caught up and can't make that video. So that's my plan. I'm gonna close out the bar at Harvest Bar. So if you guys are running late, you don't want to do all the early stuff, you can just meet me at that last location, because that's probably your best bet. But if you want to do like little city hopping with me, that's cool. Or if you want to start at Xfinity and then go from there to the other bar, that's cool too. So I'm probably not going to sleep. So that's how I'm rolling through Philly.
Right. That's the only way you can roll through Philly. I'm going to be
dancing around that city like it's nobody's business.
Buzzing.
So that's the quick little details on that. But let's get back to a little more Eagles talk on what we saw from our Eagles the first week in week one, the surprising kind of 24-26 loss. Now, it reminded me of, was it last season when we played the Jaguars, week 1?
Oh, yes. We opened up against the Jaguars.
Watching that game reminded me a lot of that game. Because we had that huge deficit, then we came back, but yeah, we ended up winning. That was the only difference.
Yes.
We had that one, it didn't end in an ideal way.
But they were not supposed to put up the numbers they put up on us.
Yeah. So
definitely reminiscent of the Jacksonville game.
It reminded me of that. So I'm not in like a bad, like, oh my gosh, place. I think Sam Bradford, hey, he took some hits, and that second half he looked really good. So I'm taking it as this was our warm up. The first half was just a slow, unfortunately, super slow, ridiculous slow start. So
the receivers were, you saw Sam Bradford miss on a few of those throws that he normally makes, and there was just some miscommunications. Yeah, it was just the receivers being rusty. They were blocking when they were supposed to be pass catching out there, not running the right route on a rookie, Nelson Aguilar. So it was just, like I said, it was mistiming type of things that it took us all the way into the second half to actually get settled down.
And speaking of Sam Bradford, we got him on the stream right here.
Bradford
Sam Bradford A. PhilaDehlia is the greatest Eagles fan ever. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys.
Ever.
We got Jonathan Pasillas. Smoking a little something while watching.
Right.
I do not partake, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, it's from the earth.
Hey, from the earth.
It's
all good. So, all right, next up, DeMarco. Thoughts on that whole deal? I mean, the biggest surprise, obviously, was we didn't really use him.
No, yeah.
To run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You make this big deal about cutting Shady McCoy, one of the top backs in the league. You bring in DeMarco, north-south runner. You talk all preseason, all training camp about bringing in Ryan Matthews, DeMarco Murray, heavy rotation at running back. Darren Sproles coming in to spell, and you only give Murray friggin' 8 carries the whole game.
Yeah.
Or 11 carries. Yeah. Just not what we really planned. At the same time, you understand too, it was scheme based. So Atlanta's defense, as you know, Dan Quinn's coming over from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
They specialize in that whole cover one defense, and so Chip was really saying that they were stacking the box, and so that's why he didn't want to run, and he felt like he could get down the field passing the ball. He doesn't care how he gets down the field and scores points, just as long as he does it, and so he's not even worried about. They asked him, like, what do you think about the run-pass ratio? He's like, I don't think anything about it. It's like, we scored points, we moved the ball down the field, and that was the main thing. With that said, run the freaking ball, Chip. We want to see smash mouth football on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1.
And speaking of Chip Kelly, so are we going to see a more aggressive Chip Kelly moving forward?
What was going on with Chip Kelly? I mean, this is Chip Ballsy Kelly here that we've known from Oregon, but he gets into a clutch situation and freaks out on us.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go for it or do you not go for it on 4th and 1 after being stopped on 3rd and 1?
You go.
I mean, 2 minutes left in the game.
So this is the most surprising thing about getting Chip Kelly. Like when we first hired him. Yeah. Like we're like, oh man, get ready for some craziness. We have yet to see that kind of like craziness, like whoa, wild play call, aggressive play calling.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen an aggressive Chip Kelly at all. And maybe it's because he doesn't feel comfortable because he didn't have his guys. But I feel like he's done enough and changed so much that he should be a little bit more comfortable to be more aggressive. And I think this game, it's perfect that it happened right out the gate.
Yeah.
Week one. To be like, all right. Yeah, exactly.
Can he get with Jordan Matthews, who, by the way, missed the clutch? Oh, my God. Yeah.
He knows it. Now, this is a very interesting moment for Jordan Matthews to see the type of athlete that he is.
Game.
Because this could either destroy a player or just really motivate a player to never make that same mistake again. So I'm really curious to see
how does he bounce back?
How he bounces back. Because he knows. Like, I've been in that situation where it's like, damn, like I totally screwed up. It is all my fault. When it's not really all your fault, but you feel because it was the very last moment, the very last. Because in tennis, like we would all play as a team together.
Okay.
But everyone else would lose and win, but my matches would go so long where there were several times where it'd be up to me where since I'm the last one, either I win or I lose, and either our team wins or loses, right? But you don't think about it like, oh, well, this girl on my team lost, this girl on my team lost too. Like, they contributed to the loss. But when I'm the last one, I feel like it's like, we lost because of me. And I feel like Jordan Matthews is feeling that way, like we lost because of me.
Yeah, no, he definitely.
And you can either I see him bouncing back and having a good game next week.
And up to that point, he was having a great game. I think he finished with like 10 receptions, 100 plus yards.
He's our new number one,
Absolutely.
or not new number one. We already. I don't know about you. I already saw him as our number one.
Oh yeah.
But like this confirmed it.
But now who's number 2? That's the question.
I wanted to be
Did we
Aguilar.
see much of anybody else? Cooper,
Not
Aguilar,
really.
Huff?
No.
We didn't see enough of those guys.
No.
We need them to step up week 2.
Yeah. Oh.
Which actually brings us into the preview for the Dallas game.
All right, week 2. Here we are.
Dallas week. So talk about briefly just about how big of a game week 2 Dallas week is in Philadelphia, because I don't think DeMarco Murray really understands the intensity levels when it comes to Eagles Dallas and what that means. It's just not another game, DeMarco. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Oh. Yeah. His press conference, was it today?
Yeah.
That he said he's not emotional about it.
It's just another game.
This is the most important game of our season. It is.
Yeah.
There is no way we can lose this game. The Cowboys are missing Des Bryant, Greg Hardy, and like a number of other key players where there's no way we can lose this game. Like, there's no excuse. And if we lose, all hell is going to break loose because this game is that important.
This game, it's a must-win. There's no way, you can be political. This is a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles at this point. You do not want to go 0-2 in the NFC, losing against Atlanta, and then again losing against the lowly Cowgirls week 2 without a Des Bryant. With that said, look for Romo to scramble a lot more. Mm-hmm. Look for a lot of dinking and dunking down the field, not really going to throw the deep ball. So look for Beasley and
that's just Kiko Alonso.
It was a stark contrast between Kiko Alonso and our veteran DeMeco Ryans, who's coming off, granted, his second Achilles injury, who's already pushing 29, 30 years old.
Yeah.
He's just lost. He just looks a little rusty. He looks a little slow to me. Looks like a liability in coverage. He wasn't the fastest guy prior to the injury. With that said, I love to see more Michael Kendricks and more Kiko Alonso as our starting linebackers, and just rotate DeMeco as needed.
Yeah. I think I'm happy with what I saw from him, and I guess the only thing is we got to keep our guys healthy.
Right.
So that's his only the only thing that can stop him is his body not lasting, So, but from what I see, it looks good. Now we have some comments. Who was it?
Oh,
there was a Rams fan. I think it's a little glitchy, but where'd it go? Stevie 6555321 says Nick Foles is better than Sam Bradford. So after week 1, everyone likes to get all crazy about, this quarterback won and this quarterback lost, so this quarterback's better. Now, you guys have to remember, they're like, if Nick Foles was playing that game, we would have won.
No.
But you guys have to remember, we lost the game against the Cowboys, that second Cowboys game last season, the exact same way.
Listen, we know. We're fully aware of what Nick Foles can do, and we're even greatly aware of what he can't do.
Exactly.
Lack of arm strength, gets rattled in the pocket when forced with pressure. Nick Foles is a decent quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback. I am saying he's not a great quarterback. I'm saying that he's not he's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. Whereas Sam Bradford has the potential to be a franchise quarterback, a great quarterback. Whereas Nick Foles is always, to me, is going to be in that kind of top tier as far as good quarterbacks, but just not great.
I agree. But hey, I still got love for Foles. Yeah. I wish him the best.
Tavon Austin out there, though, with the Rams. Looks really good. Love to see that guy play. Looking more forward to more seeing him.
Oh, snaps. Now we got a Cardinals fan on the stream saying the team to look out for is the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals. Oh, they did play pretty well week 1.
So I think G4 Philadelphia, I'm all right, and that's where we play them this year. So
what week is that? Do you know?
It's like week 15 or 14 or something like that.
Oh, they beat Cardinals beat the Saints 31-19. That was a pretty good game. Yeah, they had Drew. Drew just couldn't really get in rhythm that whole game.
So since we're getting some topics on other NFL teams, I guess we should transition to maybe some of our NFL headlines. But before we do that, any final Eagles topics, thoughts that you want to talk about? You mentioned DeMarco Murray being emotionless, but I kind of like that he's being emotionless in this game because we're seeing on the opposite end players being too emotional about getting cut or transitioning teams. So, I mean, I'm not too, mad about that, but he better play his heart out.
He's got to play his heart out. But I want Chip to really emphasize the run a little bit more, and use these stable backs. Yeah. Especially against Dallas.
Yeah. All right. We're going to see more running. We got to see.
Run it down their throat.
Yeah. All right. Any last Eagles talk? Are we going into NFL headlines?
We're going, of course, into NFL headlines.
I feel like I need like a soundboard, like NFL headlines. All right, any people that know how to make sound stuff, like holla at your girl, because I don't know how to do that. So we're gonna kick it off with we kind of already touched on the Sunday night game, Giants meltdown to the Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
Eli just screwed that up. Right after he just got paid too, right? Like, isn't that?
Well, here's the thing: you get $84 million and you start to make some shady decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Eli Manning for you. He'll be all right come towards the end of the season.
Do you see the Giants being a threat for us?
Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. Neither will the Redskins. I mean, our most competitive team right now in the NFC East is no doubt about it the Dallas Cowboys. The Redskins is just like a shit fryer at this point. Until I was talking to Redskins fans the other day, they were like, until they fire Dan Snyder, the owner, they always are going to be just terrible, just bad.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on with RG3 and that whole situation? It's just been a total debacle.
Well, and with RG3, there were those rumors of him potentially going to the Eagles. Now, would you want RG3 as a third-string quarterback?
Hell yes, as a backup quarterback, yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know if I would want that.
He's definitely an upgrade over Mark Sanchez as our backup quarterback.
You think so?
I'm a little bit more comfortable with RG3 as my backup than Mark friggin' Sanchez. No.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want him on our team at all.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of that, but okay. So let's talk about, I don't know if you saw this video, but there was after the 49ers game, there was a Vikings fan that was jumped.
Are you serious?
By some 49ers. Have you seen it?
No.
You want to pull it up?
Pull it up,
Let's pull it up and watch it right now.
49ers fan.
So, and the reason I'm bringing this up so early is that I did a video after the Sports Illustrated had issued their report on the Eagles fans being the worst, most hated fan base in the NFL.
Well, how about that?
Right?
Yeah.
And my immediate response was, after reading the article, here's the evidence they gave for Eagles being the worst.
Oh my God. They are stomping this dude. That ain't right.
It reminds me of, like, I used to dog sit a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
And, like, when a fight breaks out, it's just like, oh my God. It's like, you can't. It's just madness. Hi, Alex. We're watching that Vikings fan get beat up.
No, this is pretty brutal. Don't let your kids watch this.
Yeah, it's intense. And
there's too many of them, first of all.
Well, he's obviously outnumbered, and the story behind it was this Vikings fan was instigating.
Okay.
Like, he was talking trash, like, what you gonna do?
Isn't that what a fan does?
Yeah, he was getting in everyone's face, and he had, like, pushed someone's wife out of the way to get in a dude's face. So, he was out of line, and then everybody else got out of line.
They got out of line.
So, and the reason I bring this up is because, one, it's a Niners fan,
right?
Again, associated with a very, horrible fan violence type of.
Why is it that the Eagles always get the bad rap where there's so many worse teams out there?
Exactly. So when we got named, through Sports Illustrated as the most hated fan base, I responded right away because their only evidence was we threw snowballs at Santa. Booed Irving, and
Michael Irvin
the
deserved
vet
to be booed,
had a jail. So all of those things are outdated and irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't even born
back in
for
the
some
90s.
of those. Yeah, so it's just like, I was like, give us some recent data. And how about, you know what's worse than throwing snowballs?
How about it?
Attempted murder, hurting somebody physically.
Attempted freaking murder.
Yeah, like there's stabbings, like freaking, and all the stabbings and fights
But those Raiders fans
are either Raiders fans, Niners fans, and Bears fans were at the top of the list.
Well,
so
I'm not surprised.
this fight right here confirms that, like, something's going on up in NorCal, because they just keep getting in fights over nothing. And, like, the NFL really needs to, like, put a focus on that to stop it. Mm-hmm. Like, show fans how to behave when in enemy territory. I've been in enemy territory enough times where I know how to handle myself.
You were just at the Oxnard in Oxnard, California.
I was in Oakland, California.
Yeah.
I didn't get stabbed. You know why? Because someone comes in my face. I defend my team, but I don't get all out of line. I don't get personal. See, that's the problem. When fans get personal. But you have to understand, you're talking about football. It should never be personal. It's not like, oh, you are, this. It's like your team is this and this and this,
right.
So people need to learn how to handle themselves, and they don't, unfortunately. So
we've got a commenter said that we booed Ja Rule. Really? I missed that one. Well, Ja Rule typically.
But I don't care who we boo.
Yeah.
I'll boo all day. That's better than punching somebody to a bloody pulp.
Yeah. No, that was a beat. That was like 7 guys, 7 Niners on 1 on Vikings.
Yeah. Fan. So that's my take on that. Anything else?
No, that's it for that. Right. Yeah.
Next up, we have, I guess one of the biggest surprises for me this week was Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Getting shut down by Buffalo in that 14-27 loss. And I know Buffalo's defense is good.
Right.
Like, I was always like, okay, they're going to have a good defense. And now they have Rex Ryan. But again, I always think stuff takes time.
Yeah.
But damn.
No, they put a clock in on the Andrew Luck Colts. Yeah, shout out to Rex Ryan for getting that Buffalo team, that Buffalo Bills defense on par and ready to play. Week 1 against one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Holding them just to 14 points. Yeah,
I was surprised because I hold Andrew Luck to a higher, I guess, standard because he's such a good quarterback. He's a charismatic quarterback. Yeah. Like, he's just good on and off the field.
He's got one of the best beards in the league.
Yeah, and like his beard is pretty awesome. But like, what I really like though was after this horrible loss for him. Like, this has got to be kind of embarrassing for him, just to lose like that. But like, in his press conference, he said, "You don't let one game define you," and that was just his perfect approach. His whole demeanor was just very confident, positive, and he's just like, you know what? That's, he owned up to the loss and owned up that it's just one loss, and he has so many more opportunities to make it better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you go crazy and throw yourself in front of the train over a week 1 performance. And I'm saying the same thing for Eagles fan. I mean, we're talking week 1. Let's not go too crazy. Let's not get too high or get too low. You got 15 games left. We got a long season. Andrew Luck will be definitely rebound from this. I think they play the Bills again this year, as a matter of fact. I got to check on that, but I do believe they may play the Bills one more time this year. But even maybe a bigger story, though, is that the fact that Buffalo Bills, who struggled and had one of the worst offenses all last year, put up 27 points and has a new starting quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, coming out of Virginia Tech. You might know him, played behind Michael Vick. But looked pretty good out there, as far as scrambling and making passes. And so it looked pretty good. Tyrod Taylor, new franchise quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, if Taylor can be legit, Bills are going to the playoffs.
Definitely, yeah.
Their playoff drought will end. But, again, we need to see consistency. Yeah. So, everything looks good now. And the Bills have just needed that quarterback to just make them a real team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they've been on this cusp, and it's just like, a good quarterback will get them over the edge. So
E.J. Manuel's not the answer, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
No offense,
so,
E.J. No offense.
So, I wish them the best, except when week 14 comes around.
Tom Bain is saying Luck is overrated. How do you feel about that?
A lot of people say that. Yeah? And you know what? He's not perfect, but I feel like like how Peyton Manning was, like he had to carry the team. So the quarterback has to carry the team, and everything, all the wins and the losses are all on him. Okay. And I think about the other quarterback that they could have had. RG3.
Yeah.
I would say that was the overrated quarterback, and Andrew Luck is the solid guy, and he's only going to get better. I mean, just his demeanor and his mental toughness is going to make him better, especially down the line. He's a wise player. He's a Peyton Manning type of just mentally tough,
cerebral,
wise, will just make it happen eventually. So, now, speaking of young quarterbacks, rookie quarterback,
Marcus Mariota. How about him coming out of Oregon, coming right into the NFL, Tennessee Titans, and scoring 4 touchdowns?
Yep.
First game. Was that a record?
Broke the NFL record. No other rookie quarterback has done that for the very first game they played.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And then the guy who goes number 1 directly before him, what does he do? His first pass.
Yeah, pick 6. Pick 6, baby. And that's, you know what? We just compared Andrew Luck and RG3.
Yes. They're going to be compared
so close
the rest
in
of
picks,
their career. Yeah.
But it's like, look at how opposite their debut was. Mm-hmm. And it's very interesting. Like, it's so crazy. It's a lottery. You never know what you're going to get.
No, I mean, I think Jameis Winston is going to be a pretty good quarterback. Mm-hmm. He can make all the throws. It's just right now he's playing on a really bad Tampa Bay team with a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yeah, but it's going to just be a long season for him. He's a winner guy.
Yeah. And see, now we're seeing why Chip Kelly was so hot on Mr. Mariota. And that, that kind of confirms to me that, Chip Kelly does know what he's talking about.
So let's just talk about that in retrospect. Let's just talk about what was allegedly on the table. We were talking about Fletcher Cox. Mm-hmm. Michael Kendricks at one point was allegedly reported to be on the table. Vinny Curry as well. Even Brandon Boykin at one point. And this was all to get up to that number 2 spot and to pick Marcus Mariota, that Tennessee, thanks to Andy freaking Reid, by the way, because Ken Wisenhunt did talk to Andy Reid, and Andy Reid was the one who told him, go ahead and pull the trigger on the franchise quarterback. Thanks,
that pissed
Andy.
Me off.
Really? Shooting the Eagles in the foot there.
Yup.
But what do you think about that? Would you have done that trade if, the Tennessee Titans said, yeah?
In the moment, I would have not wanted to let go of all those players. But then when I really thought about if it had happened, I always have a way of rationalizing and trying to see where the other person's coming from. So if that had happened, I would say, okay, Chip really understands the value of this guy better than I do.
Yeah.
And in the case that he is that type of quarterback, like when you think about it, imagine if we had just that all-star, like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning type of quarterback. Yeah. Just imagine how different our seasons would be.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
well, we got one now.
The quarterback is the one where you give up
everything for
because he's the one that is the most important. And now we're seeing if Mariota can stay from what we see on this type of level, like he's definitely worth it.
I don't see him throwing 4 touchdowns every game.
Well, no, but being able to come out like that, and that says a lot. And if he can stay consistent and, make his presence known in this league, he would definitely be worth whatever Chip Kelly was willing to trade for him.
Yeah.
And with draft picks, it's always, like all our other, I would have rather given up draft picks, actually, for him.
Yeah.
Because all our other first-round draft picks have been like, where are they now? Like, we're still waiting for something to happen. So if you can have a guaranteed draft pick that is just going to make an instant impact, you give up those other draft picks where we've already screwed him up anyways. Like Marcus Smith, where is he at?
Yeah.
Like, Lane Johnson, we're still waiting. But
we're actually still waiting on Marcus Smith to get on the field, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, he didn't even play.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm willing to give up draft picks because we haven't been driving that good anyways. Why not get a sure thing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then waiting and getting some guy that is going to sit on the bench for a little bit.
Here's a good point. Batman05655 just brought up, since just week 1, Jamarcus Russell looks amazing his rookie year, and we saw what happened to him.
That's
this
true.
Guy was an NFL bust.
Exactly. But so that all comes to just the type of player and their character. Are they going to be able to hang with all these big boys?
Absolutely.
Some people break under the pressure and others excel. So, and that's the one thing you can't predict.
Yeah. No, it's the one thing to keep you. I mean, that's why we watch the game, though.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we have speaking of the Titans, Dick LeBeau.
Yes.
Formerly with the Steelers, now with the Titans, and the Titans coming off with this big win. Do you think the Steelers are missing his presence on the defense after having that loss?
Absolutely. The Steelers secondary alone was horrific. And we knew because we just gave Brandon Boykin one of the top, or considered top cornerbacks or nickelbacks in the league, over, and he didn't even start or even play a snap.
He didn't even play him.
I mean, and those corners were terrible. They were getting beat left and right, and Brandon Boykin doesn't even touch the field. So that just tells me the state of their defense right now. Even though they have some good players though in their linebacking core, big guys, not really coverage type of guys, but big run stuffers and pass rushers. They have the potential there, but they're definitely feeling the effects of not having the all-time legend and Hall of Fame defense coordinator Dick LeBeau.
And speaking of the Steelers and their first loss of the season, against the team we've been talking a lot about, the Patriots.
Deflate Gate.
And now the Patriots were just fined for the whole headset issue that happened during that game.
How'd you feel about that?
It's just so bizarre. Like, it's just bizarre. Like this constant scandal that surrounds the Patriots and their organization, it never stops.
Right.
It never stops. And you know what? This I didn't even see as that big of an issue, but the NFL took action right away. Where on other issues that are bigger and, I think change more the outcome of the season and the playoffs and the games, nothing happened right away. So it's just really weird, and I'm tired of seeing them have all these things happen, and I'm tired of fans coming at me trying to defend it.
There's a lot of defenses coming up for the Patriots. What's up with that? What's going on with that? How does someone say the same thing about you for 20 years and it not be true? The same thing in 10 different occasions and nothing's true?
Yeah.
Not even a little bit. There's nothing true to the cheating. I don't know about that. Personally, I feel like the Patriots are known cheaters and have been cheating, and and they've been getting by on being in the system. They took advantage of not having a precedent set with the 4-game suspension, and I get it, it's real technicality there.
Yeah.
But hey, we know that you at least, without beyond a shadow of a doubt, you knew that they were deflating those NFL footballs during So at least do a game. At least come out and say, well, I played some part in it. I knew about it. I didn't report it. Give me a game. But Tom didn't say nothing.
So, and that was the whole offseason. Now, right away, week 1, we have a whole other scandal in the headsets. But then also, Madden G4D had tagged me in a video on Facebook, and it showed that the Patriots got extra time on the clock.
Did they? Like,
straight up, I'm going to have to send you this video.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it showed someone had DVR'd the game, and they showed the clock running down. It started at 29 seconds, right? Or 28 seconds, and it's counting down, and it gets to 15 seconds.
Okay.
Then it resets to 29 seconds or 25 seconds again. Like, straight up, I don't even
You've got to watch.
So it gave them extra time on the drive.
And here's the thing, they're a good football team.
And
they
that's
don't need
stuff
to do
that we
anything.
would overlook.
Yeah.
I never pay attention to the play clock, really, unless it's that last drive of the game,
Right.
But in the middle of a game, no. I never even care about it. But I don't know. It's just so much. It's a pattern.
Yeah. No, I mean, you come right out of Deflategate, which was the big story all during the preseason, and you go right into week 1 against the Steelers, and here you go. You have Mike Tomlin and the coach's headset saying, hey, I'm listening to the New England Patriots broadcast in my headset right now.
Well, and which is
Come
weird
on.
is that it's like after their whole offseason, all eyes on them, you think it'd stop.
Yeah.
At least for a little bit.
And everyone's like, it's a fluke. We didn't mean to do it.
Right?
It was an accident. I'm like, yeah, I know. Happenstance. Guys, you got to stop. You're already a great football team. You don't need to do those little extra things to try to get over on everyone else.
So we have a Snoth Cambin saying the clock thing happens to teams all the time. It happened to Peyton 2 years ago. So you know what? It could be a glitch. Like I don't even know what to say about that. It's odd, and the thing is, all eyes are on the Patriots right now. They can't get away with anything at this point, and every little thing that isn't normal is going to get pointed out, and it's going to be speculated. It's just going to be like, that's what they've created for themselves, and I don't feel bad for them one bit. I don't.
No.
So Brady got away with murder. Well, your tight end didn't.
Oh!
Sorry. I had to. I saw that
Pun
comment.
intended.
Shout out
on
to Big Bull
that
Daddy.
one. Wow. His ass should have got something. No.
I got jokes.
Yes. Hey, here's something though. Someone's asked about the Byron Maxwell after getting torched by Julio Jones. They asked him about it in the press conference, and here he goes, laughs it off. What did you think about that? Did you think that was appropriate? Did you think it was something to laugh about? Did you think it was funny? Or how do you go about that?
I think if I was him, if that's the type of athlete I am, I'm like, I don't take things too serious in that I know I can do better. So when people try and like bring up all this drama and want to piss me off, I'm just like, I'll do better next time. Like I ain't even fazed by you right now. So like I could totally see myself being that
laughing it off.
Yeah, being Maxwell in that moment. But again, I've been on that side where people misinterpret my smiles and my happiness, where that's how I respond to things. People think, I'm not a diehard Eagles fan because I'm still smiling after a loss, but I just smile all the time. Like, what you want?
Yeah,
like, I'm not like you, and you're not like me. So, like, chillax a bit. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Dallas Jackson. Sorry.
Well, I definitely don't hope he thinks it's really funny. Hopefully he's just kind of laughing it off to say, I'm moving on past that. I acknowledge that. I've had some weaknesses, some troubles in press coverage and with my technique, but I'm looking to improve on that, and I'm putting that behind me and moving forward. Yeah. But it absolutely was not a laughing matter to me either. Like, as a fan, I'm like, dude, don't laugh at like that.
Look at you.
I did not like. I was like,
see,
don't laugh like that.
Okay, the Philly fan base is sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ultra sensitive, and that's almost a problem in some cases where there's so many, like the Kerry Williams, the Jason Babbins, the numerous players where if they don't behave the right way, then it becomes this battle between the fan and the player, and all that does is make things worse in the locker room.
And
we have control. Exactly, but like it makes them pissed off at us pissed off at them, and then they don't want to play hard for us, and then in the locker room, since they're not playing hard, the other players get on their case, and it creates this whole drama, and that's the interesting thing is that's something that we can control. We are instigating what happens, and if we could just chillax, that's gonna be my word for this. Just chillax, guys. Let's let the guys do their thing. They're gonna make some mistakes. They're not gonna be perfect. Their personalities aren't gonna be like how we would sometimes want them to be. But as long as it's not, hurting the team in any way, I'm cool with it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the jury's still out on Byron Maxwell. I mean,
but it's one game.
It's not only that.
One game, and
I get it though.
The best
it's
wide
one
receiver
game.
in the league.
But here's the thing: you've been brought in to be a shutdown corner.
Yeah.
Even though you may have not statistically been a top 5 cornerback, you're paid top 5 money.
Oh yeah.
And so we're looking. We haven't had it. Think about it. When's the last time the Eagles fan base had a shutdown corner? You can't.
Never. God, it's just like, well, not within the past decade. Right. Like not in the past decade. It's just like, there's been a drought. Okay.
There were even sightings of Nnamdi Asomugha. Like people were that mad. Like really? They were thinking like Nnamdi all over again. So, I mean, I don't think Byron, he definitely played a terrible game. With that said, he's going to play a lot better. I know fans are just hard on him right now. That's all.
Big Bull Daddy. Eagles fans are going to need a chillaxative if y'all lose to the Cowboys. Oh, you got jokes too. I see you.
Is that a question or debate? Who's better between Jordan Matthews or the slot corner from Dallas Cowboys, Terrence Williams?
I'm just going Eagles because it's my Eagles. Jordan Matthews, from what I saw, after him losing, making that just last mistake, I think he's going to kick it into high gear. I think he's going to – that's almost what he needed to just have him become like that extra level. You know what I'm saying? That's going to push him to a whole nother level he would have never pushed himself to.
Yeah, this guy is one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. I mean, and all the players talk about it. Anytime they do an interview and they ask them who's going to be the up-and-coming player, who do you see coming into the building the earliest or leaving the latest, and they all say Jordan Matthews. After every catch in practice, this guy is sprinting upfield. You saw when he took a big hit in the game, he jumped right back up, threw the ball to the ref and said, let's get on to the next play. He's going to be a fantastic player for us this year and going forward. He just unfortunately had that drop ball, in the clutch moment. But prior to that, he's been performing pretty good. So
yeah, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a great game.
What has Terrence Williams done? He plays behind Des Bryant, right? Yeah, I don't think that's a good comparison.
Nah.
It's like apples or oranges.
Yeah. All right, we have time for one more topic or question. I'll leave it up to you how you'd like to close it out.
Well, let's take a look and see what the commentators have on there. Let's go to the comment section.
Let's see. All right. What you got? Should we scroll?
Let's scroll.
Okay, we saw that one too soon. Nick Foles again.
Yeah, I think we talked about. We've hit on a lot of these.
Cardinals in the horizon. Yeah. All right. Hey, you didn't give us new stuff, guys.
Right.
Give us one more new topic. Otherwise, we about to sign out. You know what I'm saying? So, and any on that one?
I have nothing yet. I refreshed it.
Refresh. We got 2 streams of comments coming at you. What up, Jonathan? I'll see you. Jeremiah, thank you. A lot of Cowboys fans believe Williams is better. I don't know why. Cause they living in some fantasy land. We already know this. Yeah. All right, go Falcons from Big Surge. Congrats on the win. But okay, Falcons fans, our game's done with. It was a great game.
It was a good game.
And you know what? It's what more could the Football Nation have asked for on the first Monday Night Football game of the season?
Yeah.
It was great to watch. Unfortunately, not perfect for my Eagles, but I will say that you guys just better handle business these next 2 weeks because you play the Giants, followed by the Cowboys. So handle that.
Be consistent. Yeah, I have no love lost for the Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to the Falcons, as a matter of fact. But here's the thing. I mean, they play. When you look at the two teams, obviously the Philadelphia Eagles are the more talented team on paper and just playing the game. But here's the thing. Dan Quinn, you got to give him credit because he had those boys ready to play on Monday night. It was like a prize fight they were coming into. And we really came out slow, and Atlanta did take advantage of that. Yeah. As far as their defense, they played pretty stout on the defensive line, and even on the offensive line too. They looked pretty good at times. And Matt Riley and Julio Jones, that offense alone is devastating. So, shout out to the Falcons. They're a good team. We'll see what they do in the NFC South.
And one last thing on that matchup, I forgot the player's name, but defensive back for the Falcons got fined. I think it was like $20,000. I forget the name, but he just got fined for that helmet
that they didn't call.
That almost knocked off Jordan Matthews' head. And that's the one thing. I feel like every time we play the Falcons, Deshaun Jackson got a concussion, Macklin got a concussion. I think the refs missed that call, and they missed it I think, one or two other times when we played them, and it was just so obvious where that's so dangerous that the refs really need to be on the ball with that.
No, those concussions are
like after the fact getting a fine, like, yeah, whatever, like that doesn't help as in the moment. Like, it's like, dude, you gotta call it right away to like stop these guys from doing it. Can we at least
because here's my thing, it was like there wasn't even a flag thrown. I'm saying if it's questionable, just throw the flag.
And then we got a flag for like a non-hold. You know,
there was some crazy calls out there.
So that's just one frustrating thing.
Yeah.
But we'll close out on a good note. We wish you guys the best these next few weeks, and maybe we'll see y'all in the playoffs.
Go Eagles! Kill the Cowgirls!
And y'all can follow homie here
at Eagles Landing on Twitter. Yep.
You can follow me here on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or wherever you happen to be watching me. It's all PhilaDehlia across the board because I keep it consistent.
That is very consistent.
Because that's how I roll.
It's a brand name.
Yeah, it's a fun name. I love it. PHI.
There you go.
LA.
There it
and
is.
then my name.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to break it down one more time.
PHI. LA and my name. You know what that means. So speaking of PHI, I will see y'all in Philly on Saturday. So look for your girl. That's it. Let's sign out with a quick chant. You ready for it?
Oh, let's do it.
Because on YouTube I do my It's Your Girl Delia and then chant. Let's just do it. You ready? It's your girl Delia with PhilaDehliaEagles.com and Philly. Signing off.
EAGLES Eagles.
Yeah, buddy.